She didn't lose interest because you were too nice. She lost interest because you became too available. You answered too fast. You explained too much. You gave her unlimited access to your time, your attention, and your emotions. And without realizing it, you told her that your presence was easy to get. That's the part most men don't want to hear. The moment a woman feels like she can have you whenever she wants, something changes. The mystery disappears. The tension dies. The respect starts slipping. And now you're sitting there confused thinking, I treated her good, so why is she pulling away? Because you confuse being available with being valuable. And those are not the same thing. In this episode, I'm going to break down one law most men learn too late. Scarcity creates value. Not fake scarcity, not playing games, not ignoring her to manipulate her. Real scarcity. The kind that comes from having purpose, discipline, options, standards, and life that doesn't revolve around female attention. Because when your time is limited, your attention has weight. When your attention has weight, your presence has value. And when your presence has value, she feels it without you needing to explain anything. So if you've ever had a woman lose interest after you gave her more attention, effort, reassurance, and access, pay close attention, because this might be the exact reason she stopped feeling attracted. Most men destroy their own value without realizing it. They text too much, reply too fast, over-explain themselves. Always available. Always seeking validation. Always trying to prove they're worthy. And then they wonder why women lose interest. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. Scarcity creates value. Abundance destroys perceived value. The less replaceable you appear, the more valuable you become. The more emotional dependent you look, the less respected you become. Today, we're breaking down why scarcity and value have an inverse relationship and why modern men sabotage attraction by making themselves too available. You heard that, right? Too available. Human psychology values what is difficult to obtain. This applies to money, luxury, status, attention, very important, time, and especially people. Nobody values unlimited access. If gold was everywhere on the ground, it would be worthless. If a man gives every woman unlimited attention, unlimited validation, unlimited access to his time and emotions, his value collapses. Why? Because scarcity signals importance. A man with purpose cannot be controlled easily, cannot be accessed whenever convenient, cannot be emotionally manipulated through attention withdrawal. Definitely not. That creates mystery. That creates tension. It creates respect. Modern men were taught the opposite. They think constant reassurance creates love. That's not true. Endless availability creates loyalty. Wrong. Emotional overinvestment creates connection. Nope. That's a big no-no. Overavailability creates familiarity. Familiarity kills tension. And that tension kills attraction. You see how that works? Women are emotional responsive creatures. They respond to emotional movement, uncertainty, tension, anticipation, emotional contrast. A man who's always there becomes predictable, and predictability without strength becomes boring. This is why women often become obsessed with men who have purpose, have options, are emotionally grounded, are not chasing validation. Not because women are evil, but because emotional certainty removes tension. And tension is what creates emotional stimulation. When a man is scarce, his attention feels earned. His approval carries weight. His presence feels meaningful. When a man is overly abundant, his attention becomes cheap. His words lose impact. His presence becomes expected. That's the inverse relationship. The more accessible you become, the less valuable you appear. Most men hear this and think, I need to ignore women. Wrong. Fake scarcity is weak. Playing manipulative games, like delayed text and forced coldness, pretending not to care, pretending to be busy, that's not gonna work. is insecure behavior. Real scarcity comes naturally from purpose. A busy man doesn't need to pretend to be unavailable. He actually is unavailable. A disciplined man doesn't center his life around women. Women become a complement to his mission, not the mission itself. That energy changes everything because women can feel when you genuinely have options, you genuinely value your time, you genuinely have emotional control, and they can also feel desperation instantly. Desperation destroys value faster than rejection ever will. The man who fears losing women becomes controlled by women. When a woman controls a man, it's because she knows that he fears losing her. Believe that. The man who values his mission above validation becomes respected by women. Now understand this carefully. Scarcity does not mean emotional emptiness. A masculine man can love deeply, protect, care, without becoming emotionally dependent. That's the difference. Weak men attach their identity to female approval. Strong men enjoy women without losing themselves inside women. Women respect emotional strength, not robotic behavior. This is why bad boys constantly attract women, and women always feel attraction to them. Because bad boys, they don't fear losing a woman. They live that mindset, that abundance mindset. And women can feel that. They can smell it. They can see it a mile away. Women respect emotional strength, not robotic behavior, not fake alpha acting, not emotional suppression. Real masculine energy is calm, centered, and disciplined. A man who controls his emotions instead of being controlled by them becomes naturally scarce because he's no longer constantly seeking emotional validation. As simple as that. If you want higher value as a man, build your body, your finances, your discipline, your social confidence, and mainly your purpose. Stop obsessing over female attention. Attention is not value. A thirsty man can get attention. A high-value man commands respect, and respect comes from self-control, competence, emotional stability, standards, and direction. The less you need validation, the more powerful your presence becomes. Because neediness repels women, but grounded certainty attracts. Women don't chase men who worships them. They chase men who remain centered within himself. Scarcity and value will always have an inverse relationship. The more desperate you become for attention, the less valuable you appear. The more disciplined, purposeful, and emotionally grounded you become, the more your attention gains weight. Stop giving away limited access to yourself. Your life matters. Your time matters. Your attention matters. Your energy matters. And the moment you truly understand your value, you stop chasing validation and start attracting respect. Hollywood movies have made you believe that you want love from women. You don't. That's not true. Women don't love men. Women love how men make them feel. Women will always chase their feelings. You stop chasing validation and start attracting respect. You want women to respect you, not love you. Respect and attraction go hand in hand. If you enjoyed this episode, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Scarcity creates value. Because modern men need to remember, the man who controls his attention controls his value. This is Mark the Essence. See you on the next video. Thanks for watching.